Here we go. Hey, what's up, guys? Matt Ogus from legendsofesthetics.com. Welcome checking in. Oh, wait, I shouldn't cuss. Okay.
Okay.
Sort of. All right. What's up, guys? Matt Ogus, legendsofesthetics.com. Manlet of peace, bringer of truth, checking in. My boy.
What's up, guys? A lot of people are gonna see this and be like, "Why is this guy like on this show with you? Like,
Wait,
what does he have to offer?"
Oh, wait, I'll explain. Live with me. Here, we'll redo this. What's up, guys? Matt Ogus, legendsofesthetics.com, checking in. I have a new roommate, well, housemate in the house. Introduce yourself.
What's up? Hey, guys.
This is Brandon Wells, a good friend of mine for the past several years. He's living at my place for this month, and we're shooting some videos and stuff today. We're going to do some Q&A based off of my Instagram post a few days earlier, and we'll just get it started right now. It's going to be about 20 minutes long in terms of this video. So let's start. What should you do if one pec is bigger than the other? Thoughts? We'll try to keep it pretty quick.
Jeez.
Sorry to lay that on you.
Well, you're kind of doing something with that right now, right?
Well, not really. Yeah. I was having an issue, or I'm currently having an issue where actually I'm just letting this pec, well, both of my pecs. I have one pec that's kind of it was hurting right in this this area right here, and instead of working just this one, I just haven't been doing bench press exercises for about a week or so, and it's already pretty much healed. But I think it depends on in what way is your pec bigger than the other. If it's like a structural issue, I
think it's something you have to measure first, and if it's actually like a different size, I don't know how the hell you measure that.
It's true.
But there's a difference between like when one muscle looks bigger than the other, because like say your left rear delt is like tighter than your right one, and like you kind of have a slump, and you can't tell that your left one's actually smaller than your right one.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have like a posture issue.
Yeah.
Or
definitely.
or it could be a genetic structure issue, or something that you might want to just check with your doctor and see what's up. It may have nothing to do with your training or your nutrition or anything. And I think a lot of actual like beginners like have these imbalances. They look in the mirror and they're like, "Man, this is so much bigger than that," but they haven't been training for long enough to kind of let it all fill in. And I think for a lot of beginners, like just train equally on both sides. Make sure the muscles feel the same on both sides when you're lifting. Yeah. And over the course of a couple of years, if something looks really wrong, there's a good chance you might have been performing it wrong.
Benching like that.
Make sure you're doing all your exercises correctly. I think things should work itself out. If it's a bigger issue, you should probably go see a doctor, because I don't think I have the knowledge or authority to really tell you what to do here.
Basically.
Next is from Christian Guzman. When are we going to collab? Hopefully soon. Hopefully we can collab soon. It'd be cool to go to Texas.
I'm going to Texas.
Yeah, this guy's going to Texas. So I think
I'll see Christian soon.
Yeah, damn, lucky. Shit, I want to go to Texas, and there's Han, there's Big J, there's Jones and Vince, there's Christian, there's his girlfriend.
Isn't Loveliner in Texas? No, he's not Texas.
No, I think he's like in the Carolinas, north or south or whatever. There's a lot of people out in Texas, so yeah, someday. Next question: who came first, the chicken or the egg? Serious.
God, I don't know. Chicken or the egg?
I actually thought about this one before. I think I would have to go with the egg, because it's a general question, and a chicken is like a specific animal, and the egg is really general. I think eggs have existed for tens of thousands of millennia before chickens. And then the form that we think of, you crack it and cook the egg. I think those came before the current like form chicken. You know what I mean? Like in terms of evolution and shit.
It probably just is some kind of gene pool. Like down the line, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely think eggs existed back in the day of the dinosaurs, before there were chickens. Yeah. And that's why I'd probably say eggs came first. And I think that probably isn't the kind of context that you're asking that question, but sorry. How often do you eat Chipotle a week?
I think we have it almost every day. It's literally like maybe like 4 or 5 days a week, honestly.
Could be. That's a lot.
Workout, Chipotle, watch TV.
That's a pretty accurate reading. Yeah, I mean, during the contest prep, man, I was eating that shit every day.
Yeah.
But lately, yeah, it's probably like 3 or 4 times a week. Whatever. Oh, God. What YouTubers do you think are half natty?
All right, well, you're the half natty king, so you're going to have to determine that one. I can't really help you.
By the authority granted
by the power invested in me.
I determined that. Okay, no. How do you deal with lumbar soreness / injuries when strength training if you suffered it? Have you ever had a back injury, lower back injury?
Yeah, I got in a car accident once, and it gave me like whiplash, and my lower lumbar was just wrecked.
Fuck.
A good thing I did was just take the lacrosse ball. You do it often too. You put a weight on your chest and kind of just rub it back and forth and kind of get in like the QL. I can't remember what it's called. That's all I have though.
Yeah, I mean, I've once pulled my back on a deadlift back when I was like 16 or 15 or 17 maybe, and I just rested for like 2 weeks before I did anything seriously. And then when I brought training back in, it was just like upper body, nothing involving really my core too much.
Yeah.
Gave it time. I think if it's serious enough, you should see a doctor. Drink lots of water all the time. Just work on your mobility and don't attempt reps or sets that will probably injure you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much else to say.
Do you even lift? Do you plan on competing again? Huh. I guess that's a double question. Bodybuilding or powerlifting? Huh. Well, you're competing pretty soon.
Next year, yeah.
Yeah.
May 2015.
That is true. Bodybuilding for me, I think, I don't know. To be honest,
You're taking a long time off, right?
Yeah, I'm taking a long time off. I was going to compete again. The date I have in my mind is like 2020.
Okay. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Powerlifting for me, like honestly, I'm not too interested in doing any meets. At least until like I could bench, squat dead 400, 500, 600.
I think powerlifting meets are a little more fun to watch. That's about it. I mean, but just speaking like probably you and I, like they wouldn't be that fun. Like, I guess I don't know.
I think the thing for me is just like I just enjoy the training itself a lot.
Yeah.
And like that's enough fun, so much that like that's the goal itself is just like having fun doing the training, and like I don't really need a goal beyond that. But
that's it, man.
Yes, sir. I guess this is kind of a personal question. How are your plans to expand LOA in the future? How about personal goals, pro card, powerlifting? We already talked about bodybuilding, talked about powerlifting. How do I plan to expand LOA in the future? Well, getting the website up ASAP, and then tapping into the current marketing trends that you generally see. Sponsoring big name people, getting lots of traffic via that sort of way. Nothing too insane. I mean, I get in specifics, but it's pretty simple shit.
Word.
How about personal goals? Do you have any personal goals that you got for this year, next year?
Get lean. One of them. Travel more. Lift weights. Not get injured. To have a good year.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you?
Personal goals. Get married, have kids.
What?
Serious?
All in 1 year. We're gonna get married.
No, not this 1 year. Okay. I don't know if I could fit that all in. I better get work. I better get started.
Yeah.
No. Personal goals. Damn. I don't know. There's lots of personal goals, and some are probably too personal. Perhaps. I'm not sure. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, there's lots of personal goals, man. Front squats versus back squats as a main lift. Pros and cons for 531. Front squats versus back squats as a main lift. If I was doing front squats for a main lift in 531, I wouldn't probably pair it up with a sumo deadlift. Oof. Like with me, because a sumo deadlift, despite what people think, it's a quad dominant It's, I mean, not totally dominant, but quad and glute. But compared to regular deadlift, it's quad versus ham. And doing a front squat, you're doing shitloads of just quad.
Yeah.
If you're a front squatter / sumo deadlifter in a 5-3-1,
Yeah.
like with me as is, it's already quad dominant with high bar. That's why I do like tons of ham and glute type accessory work versus quad work, because it's already quad based. What do you think?
I remember that when we did 5-3-1, front squat was the accessory, definitely, and that was usually after a deadlift day.
Yeah.
Just to kind of balance it out a little bit, and it was like
That was back in conventional days.
yeah, conventionals.
When we actually did hit a hamstring.
They had a really good. It was alternating. It was like front squat, or they had a really good hack squat machine that was similar to a front squat. Hack squats were usually after squat days, I think. I could be wrong. Or it was like a straight leg or something like that. I would never do the front squat as the main lift, though. That's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might do it if I was conventional deadlifting.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I guess it depends on your goals, man.
It really does.
Really does. What do you think? Okay, which way do you think would be the best for gains? Bulking long and then cutting, or getting lean and going for a lean bulk? So I guess that's pretty
It's almost personal.
broad
I would
question.
say.
Yeah.
Like it depends what's practical for like a specific person. Whether it's I don't know, practical. That's the best way to put it, I guess.
I think it depends on the position of the person that would be asking that question. If he's like obese and on healthy levels of body fat, you probably should cut him to healthy levels of body fat. And or if he's uncomfortable with his body fat that's in the healthy range, cutting him down, keeping him in the healthy range, but to a level that he's comfortable with.
That's probably a good point actually too. Like make it so where they're probably the most enjoyable in the process.
Yeah. Because, I mean, a lot of beginners, like, you normally tell them, hey, don't worry about cutting, man. Just bulk. Just, lean gain.
Yeah.
Gain X amount of pounds per month. But if this kid is, like, he looks in the mirror and he just fucking,
Probably hates himself already.
Or if this person's literally morbidly obese, I don't think, like, telling this kid to bulk is the best idea.
That's a good point.
So I think it depends where your body fat level's at, like, where your comfort level with that body fat level's at. But, yeah, definitely for the majority of people, your goal should be for gaining muscle first before worrying about getting lean.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, as long as you're within the healthy range for yourself, most men it's like, 8 to 20 or whatever. As long as you're in that range, I think keeping yourself in that range, get to the top, go back to the bottom. You get to the top, go back to the bottom. Strong.
Just live it. Whatever's more practical, just, and practical and enjoyable, I think,
Did you donate your hair? Nope.
It's still sitting in the drawer.
It's in my drawer. It's fucking creepy. I opened my drawer. I'm like, what the f?
You know what's funny is that I could, like, when I first saw that, I couldn't tell if it was yours or Max's hair.
Oh, God.
I don't know. What's Max?
I think he's on the table. Hey, B, what's your favorite rear delt exercise?
The only thing that ever feels good is just rear, like the chest fly machine.
Yeah,
that's it. Like nothing else really feels good on my shoulders. I don't know why.
Huh.
Face pulls feel like there's like a gear in my shoulder just going as I pull it back. I don't know.
Yeah.
What about you?
Speaking of, I lately have been going too ham on rotator cuff exercises.
Oh, jeez.
And I cut that off, and it's definitely getting better. Strong. I actually skipped a question.
#balance.
Yeah, #balance. Yeah. Like you actually, like, you have to like acclimate yourself to volume in terms of like these exercises that sometimes people might recommend.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do more rotator cuff exercises. Okay. Does 8 million sets destroys them? No.
So they just don't work.
No. So let me move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of these are pretty inappropriate. Here's a decent question. What's up with you and Chris Jones? You guys are sponsored by the same company, Gymshark. Does that ever cause conflict? I guess it's a question to me.
Yeah.
Like I've known Gymshark since they kind of started the company, especially one of the owners who we have common ties. So I've kind of known him since before Gymshark really blew up, and since they were just stamping shit onto clothing. Now they're like building the clothes by each fucking thread and all these things. Like they're really doing their clothes from the ground up. I remember back in the day they were just, like regular clothing companies just stamping, the things on it. So it's cool to see them come up. And I mean, they've signed Hodge twins and like tons of people. And that's how you currently, that's really how you accelerate the building of a brand, is by your marketing technique. And I recognize that. And definitely doesn't cause any conflict. We've squashed issues from the past. And sponsored by the same company, Gymshark. Hey, man. Gymshark's my fam. Shit. Cheers.
That's it, man.
Here, maybe we can both do this. What is your reasoning for your bench back arch and your feet tiptoed backwards?
Oof.
Why do you arch your back? Do you arch your back?
I have the world's worst arch. I don't know what it is. Like arching it, even the slightest bit kind of hurts. I do it as much as I possibly can, but that's obviously not enough. Especially like it's hard for me because I have long arms too. So if we're talking about like optimal lifts, in terms of how much weight can you press, more arch is probably better, especially for someone who has longer arms like me. Just because the range of motion is probably shorter, but it's just not practical. With feet set up, I think it's kind of dependent on somebody's mechanics, right? Probably even arch too. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, if he's asking about my specific back arch for me, I mean, I actually had a crazier back arch in the past. I used to really arch the crap out of that back. And the reason I arch my back in such a way nowadays to where it's not as bad as it used to be, it's just really comfortable. And I found that a flat back versus my arch back, I feel like I'm able to save my shoulders, plus do a little bit more weight than if I was flat. It's a good combination of full body exercise and more weight that kind of ends up being the good amount of total stimulation to the muscles that I'm hitting, versus like just trying to target, say, chest. Whereas I would have to use less weight, there'd be more shoulder destruction, X, Y, and Z, and it comes out to about the same amount of benefits with more destruction.
Wait, you said flatter back. Is that what you said?
Yeah, if I was to bench with like a flatter back, I get way more shoulder destruction.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the other way around.
I'd probably get less. I mean, I'm pretty sure for the way my body seems to work, I get less chest activation. So by also tucking the elbows down a little bit, getting an arch, puts my elbow in the plane of the chest versus more of the shoulders and upper chest. And just makes me safer. I don't get injured. And in terms of my feet, I really think each person kind of has to find their nice groove. Like where their feet goes in terms of this direction and in terms of this direction.
I think hip flexibility is a big deal in that too, because you can only tuck your legs so far back if your hips will allow it, or like quad tightness and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that have amazing great benches when they're on their toes. There's lots of people that have amazing great benches on their heels. There's really no right or wrong way. Yeah. And I mean, I think the main thing is that it's either your ankles and your feet are underneath your knee or behind. You don't have them in front. Yeah. I mean, unless you want to take them out of the equation, if that's what you want to do. Yeah. So I guess it's like you decide how you want to bench, what kind of bench,
whatever fits your mechanics the best way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that works good. Oh, here's a good question. And how much time do we? Has it been?
I think there's only a couple more minutes. I think that one's about to die. Okay.
We'll kind of finish this one up. Oh, last two. Let's just do like two questions. What are the biggest keys to hypertrophy for natural bodybuilder? I think this is like a quick Q&A video, so I won't like get all in depth. But biggest keys to hypertrophy: stimulus, the calories, and your hormones. Strong.
Word. Rep range.
Rep ranges. Yeah, I think it comes down to just anything under 20 reps. Mostly, you know, most things around 6 to 8 reps, give or take a few. For most things. And then the small accessory movements, most things 8 to 12, give or take a few. And I think you're probably good for the most part. I mean, there's so many different factors. You have volume, which is weight times reps times sets. You have the load that you're using to factor in and kind of analyze. You have your exercise selection. You have your frequency. You have density of the workout, which isn't that big of a deal. But the biggest keys to hypertrophy are that, you know, you're applying a certain amount of volume per week to each muscle group, a certain amount of frequency per week to each muscle group, and over time you're increasing that volume that you're performing in the form of, you know, increasing weight, whether you're increasing reps and sets, but you can only do that up to a certain point, of course. Eventually, like 100 sets of 100, or like 100 sets just gets too crazy. So you're usually increasing the weight that you're using. And you can't continuously just increase the weight. So you're constantly you're constantly finding these little battles where you're increasing the weight here, the reps here, varying the volumes, varying the intensities. But in the end, you're just increasing the volume. That's it.
That's it, man.
You try to keep it as simple as possible for as long as possible until you can't. And that's why there are programs that exist. Like, programs wouldn't exist if it was just like lift more weights, right?
Yeah.
Like, there would be no powerlifting programs. You'd be like, just fucking lift more. But unfortunately, like, it just doesn't work like that. And you only get linear gains up to a point where then periodization kind of starts mattering, and changing these little factors and kind of learning your body starts mattering. And then in terms of nutrition, just eating enough food to grow, eating enough protein.
There we go.
Eating enough carbs, eating enough fat. And drinking water. Oh, and getting sleep. Drinking water and getting sleep. That might help.
Two of the most important.
That might help. I mean, honestly, sleep is crazy important.
It really is. Like, it makes a huge difference.
It will fuck your hormones up. And, I mean, a lot of people think that's one of the big reasons for the rise in obesity. People not getting enough sleep. Over time.
Or too much?
No, not enough.
Oh, damn.
Not enough. Sneaky. Yeah. No, but I mean, not getting enough sleep just messes you up in a lot of different ways. Okay, I think we'll end this video. I mean, that's another question that we could talk about more and more in the future, because there's so many different components to it. But I guess the main components were like increase your volume, which is there's many different ways to do that. Eat enough food, drink water, get sleep, eat your fruits and veggies. And I guess last question, and I think this is cool because I think it could be like an opinion type question. How long should a reverse diet take?
Ooh, that's a big topic right now, actually.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. And recently, like, you're starting to see people kind of quote the king, Alan Aragon.
Yeah.
Lately.
Like, I remember it, like, reverse dieting kind of blew up, like
2011, 12, 13.
Yeah, like when you competed that first time, and like everybody was saying, like, all right, like, take your time when you're reverse dieting and stuff, so you don't get fat, so you can increase your metabolic capacity. I might be off by that, but we'll see. And I guess that's it. Just save your metabolism and don't get fat while increasing food and stuff like that. But recently, it's kind of, the tables have been turned.
It does seem so. It seems like a lot of the people, like the science community or the anti-bro science community, has kind of been like, hey, it should be this way. Hey, it should be this way.
Yeah.
And there's like both sides.
They are. Yeah.
I mean, recently the king, Alan Aragon, sided has chosen a side. And you'll probably start seeing more people enter that side over time since the king.
Wait, what does he recommend? Was it like 3 weeks or something like that to get back to maintenance or something?
Okay, so I guess to give context, like, if you're wondering what a reverse diet is, it's usually just applied, or it usually makes sense in the context of someone that's been like dieting for like a show. You know, this guy, like Brandon, is about to diet for, like, later next year is going to diet for a show, get to between 4 and 5% body fat or whatever, and then
we're gonna pray.
So we're wondering, like, okay, how long should we reverse diet him? And generally, back in 2011, 12, and 13, you'd see so many coaches reverse diet their clients, meaning like they're in this crazy deficit on these crazy low macros to get to the stage, right? To get shredded and end up on stage. And then what a lot of coaches were doing was that they were like adding like 5 grams of carbs every couple of days, or like 10 carbs and 1 fat a week. And what would happen was that these coaches would, or the coach would say, hey, you know, my person is like still losing weight. Like, like look at how well we're kind of increasing his metabolic capacity. And there's a little bit of truth to that, but at the same time, if you're losing weight while upping your calories, I think what's actually happening here is that you were still at a deficit.
Yeah.
So you actually haven't gotten yourself to maintenance. You're not in a place where you're building muscle.
You're still suppressing your hormones.
Yeah, chances are all that's happened is that you were still at a deficit. Like you're still in beta mode. You're still in starvation mode. You're still losing fat, and that's why you lose weight. Also, like when you start increasing food, what happens a lot is just like you'll notice on a refeed day. Like why do you lose? Here's another thing. Like why do you lose weight after a refeed day?
The thermic effect of food.
So yeah, like a lot of people will be like, man, oh, that fat flew off of me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But really, like, what there's, like, it doesn't, like, the weight you lose wouldn't be explained through fat loss, though, because you don't lose that much fat overnight. It's, like, it's water weight.
Yeah.
It's literally Tyrone water weight. It's literally water weight.
Tyrone Jackson.
So, that's another thing that kind of refeeds do is that, they seem to kind of just give you, like a lot of the time, they give you a whoosh.
Yeah.
A lot of McDonald's calls this the whoosh. So like it kind of just reveals your fat loss, but it's not the fat loss itself. It's not like giving you that fat loss.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, hey.
Good snap.
So also that kind of occurs in reverse diets too. Sometimes it kind of gets that water retention out. But the question is, how long should a reverse diet take? In the past, you could reverse someone for weeks and months. Yeah. And there's also the ethical question of this. Like, is it right for coaches to kind of,
reverse
you could say, milk clients out for 8 extra weeks to get, because look, I mean, like, I guess that's one thing if the coach, say, and these are the topics that people are discussing on the internet right now, is it ethical for, say, Coach Z, or let's just say Coach Chang, or let's use a name so we can't get it. Coach
Mick Ching.
Coach, let's use someone that we know is not one. Coach, fuck. No. What's the name?
Max.
Coach Max. My dog is Max. So let's say my dog is a coach. So Coach Max doesn't know any better, and let's just say he believes that spending 10 weeks to get you from your deficit to your maintenance is something wrong. Trump. Oh. Okay, so sorry about
Technical difficulties.
So sorry about the shitty audio you just experienced for the last couple of minutes, but we'll continue on. How long should a reverse diet take? I guess I've talked long enough about like what a reverse diet technically is and what they've been doing. Yes, there's also like the ethical side of it. You know, should coaches charge someone X amount of dollars per week to slowly increase their calories, whereas the client may be better off quickly getting to their maintenance calories, which means the place where they maintain weight, and then quickly get them to a surplus, which is where they start to gain weight. I think one of the things, or there's different paths for different people, and there are some decently okay things about a reverse diet. Like it also depends on a person's goals.
Yeah.
I think if a person has decided like, okay, I'm ready for off-season mode, like I'm actually ready to start gaining muscle, like Alan Aragon's and pretty much the current like general consensus, it seems, in terms of reverse dieting is just quickly get to maintenance, like 2 weeks. Like take 2 weeks from your shit, from that horrible deficit you were in.
Yeah.
You know, say like someone like Brandon's now he's at 45 grams of fat. He's at like 150 carbs. He's at like 185 to 200 protein, and he's dead shredded on stage. Quickly getting him to maintenance might be like over the course of, you could either just immediately throw him onto maintenance if he's totally cool with the fact that he's going to gain weight and fat pretty quickly. Or you could slowly give him 2 weeks. It's generally, people are saying 2 weeks to get you to maintenance, 2 weeks to surplus, or faster even. There's a different side of this topic we'll discuss in a minute. But so Brandon's at his like 45 fat, 150 carb, 200 or less protein. It'd be like immediately adding like 5 to 10 grams of fat and taking his carbs. It depends on how quickly you want to get him that maintenance. Like if we want to get him that maintenance quickly, we immediately throw you at like 50 fat, like between 250 carbs, and then keep the protein the same, and also slightly lower your cardio, and then kind of slowly start to decrease cardio, increase your food, and work you into a surplus that way. And then there's other ways to do it too. You could like slowly get him to that maintenance, slowly surplus him. The other side of the equation is like, is this person ready, or like has this person acknowledged that he's gonna gain fat? He's gonna like you're going to start looking like shit.
Yeah. Because
it's such a mind fuck when you're dieting. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Well, especially if you gain a couple pounds like right after your competition, it is like the saddest feeling ever. You're so depressed. You really are. But some coaches will do that now. Like just get you a couple pounds heavier just so you can get a taste of it, and that way you're okay. You know what I mean? Like you're a little bit like satisfied with, I guess, where you're at, but it's to the point where you're ready to keep going, you know, in this reverse process. Yeah. You know, just get back to maintenance. Maybe gain a couple pounds just to be a little bit comfy.
Yeah.
And then we'll work from there.
Yeah. I think if someone like if someone has like photo shoots or like some other like whatever reason that he has to stay lean, but like doesn't necessarily have to be like show lean or whatever, like, yeah, that makes sense that you would like kind of slowly walk their shit up. Yeah. Perhaps so that you can actually keep them pretty lean. Yeah. But if someone's actually like truly ready for like muscle gaining mode, let's build some strength and muscle. It's like, that person has to come into grips that they are going to look worse on a regular basis. They will never look as good as they did on stage. Yeah. It's just a simple fact. Like, I have never looked as good as I did on stage, you know, in 2011 or 13. But like, when you're getting in that reverse diet, quickly get yourself to your maintenance, and then pretty quickly get yourself into your surplus, and kind of acknowledge that like from your minimal fat of 4 to 5% up to your bottom point healthy fat level, which for me might be like 7 or 8, that gap of like 4 and 5 to 7 to 8, it's like you need that fat on your body. Yeah. Or you're just not making gains, period. And a lot of people think that they're making gains in terms of muscle between that gap, and you're just like not. Like you're just not. So like that's the other argument, is that the people that like to slow diet people perhaps would be like, hey, we're making gains in this low body fat, but really like your performance is shit, and this and that and that and this, and there is an argument for reverse dieting, and it's that you don't put on like excess amount of fat and this and that. And to like kind of work your food up as your appetite is still crazy high, and your metabolism's kind of like right here, because you do have like that 15% adaptation of your diet, of your metabolism. Like it is affected to a degree, but not as crazy as like some people have been saying it has. But like, yeah, that's kind of why you get yourself to your maintenance, take 2 weeks, and like stay at your maintenance for like 2 weeks, like just stay there for a little bit, is what they're saying, and then kind of walk your way into a surplus, and then, you know, over time slowly increase food and whatnot.
That's it, man.
So yeah, caps for that one. I think the current consensus is from your cut, give yourself 2 weeks or faster to get to maintenance, hold it for 2 weeks, And then from there, any calories you add, you're getting into a surplus, like by definition.
Yeah.
So like slowly increase your stuff. Strong.
Cool.
Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed that Q&A video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Leave a comment below on what we may have done right or wrong with this like video. We could possibly make it like a series or something like that. So thank you, Brand, for hosting this. The microphones and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So check out Brandon's channel. Link in the description box, or click the button above. Check him out. Cool dude. Know what I'm saying?
Giggity.
Anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys soon. Leave a comment below, okay? Peace.